shit on the shit. Cause the way we real, got me real myself. My life is in the glory of the country that I can't do it by myself. So I'm asking for help. Money, money, money. All you got is money. Bro, they're wealthy. Like Kanye West said, having money is not everything, not having it is. Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. Yo, it's the love of money. You know, just trying to leave a legacy for money. That's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Craig Cortez.
Good morning, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, entrepreneur, coming to you live and direct from the Black Wealth Movement Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri, in conjunction with the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. Guys, if you have not checked out my man Jay Morrison's Black Real Estate Fund, man, it's actually the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. You've got to check that out, man. It's got an awesome plan to help rebuild Black Wall Streets all over this country, man. It is an amazing thing. In fact, he's got the launch is coming up August 17th in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you go to blackwallstreetball.com, you can see what the ticket prices are. I'm actually trying to rearrange some things on my schedule right now so I can make that thing happen. I've got an event here in St. Louis around that same time, man. But that's if you're in the Atlanta area, man, that might be the event of the year if you have any concerns with helping to rebuild the Black community. Also brought to you by the Black Wealth Movement. You guys know that we teach fundamental wealth building principles and strategies, how to one, start your own business, how to minimize your taxes, how to eliminate debt, how to fix your credit, and ultimately you're doing all of those things so you can free up the cash that you need to start investing in income producing assets. Guys, you know that there's only one wealth building formula in all the world, right? There's only ever been one, there's only will ever be one, and that is cash, asset, cash. Every time you get your hands on some cash, you buy, build, or invest in an asset that will yesterday. So if you want to position yourself to be able to invest with the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, then the Black Wealth Movement is a good way for you to get some things in order financially, but to also get some things in order mentally. Mentally, we've got to be in a special place as well as financially, so that we can then get ourselves to another level, you know, and bring some things into reality. So super excited about that, man. So definitely check my man Jay Morrison out, the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. Go to blackwallstreetball.com and you'll see the different ticket packages for that event. They're going to launch at that event, Elliot. They're going to launch the first project that they have at that event as well. So of course they will be looking for their initial round of investors, man. It's awesome, man. They're paying a certain percentage of profits as well as a certain interest on your money over time. So man, just go check it out, man. Tulsa Real Estate Fund .com is where you can go learn more about that. And then the Black Wealth Movement 2017, if you want to get yourself right mentally and financially, prepare yourself so that you can take advantage of special offers and special opportunities like this, then that's a good place to. So today we're talking about the benefits of dreaming big and proclaiming your dreams boldly. I don't know if you guys have picked this up about me, but I'm an extremely big dreamer. And the reason that we have this show every day is so that I can proclaim my dreams boldly to you guys. Yes, blackwallstreetball.com is it, Sandra. The reason that that I have this show is so that I can proclaim my dreams boldly. See, I live by a creed of what I call forced accountability, right? I have to constantly put myself in positions where I'm forcing myself to be accountable. Otherwise, I just may not be. And that's just me. That's just, I realize that's who I am. If I don't put myself around people that will hold me accountable, if I don't put myself in positions where I'm forced to be and maintain a certain level of accountability, then your man could get extremely lazy. I could just get into chill mode, man, and be in a permanent state of chill mode. So I always have to put myself in positions where I'm forced to be accountable. So that's why I have this show to proclaim my dreams boldly. And just so you know, if you're new to the show, this show is for risers and grinders only. Do me a favor, go ahead and share it on Periscope if you're out there in Periscope line. Looks like I'm froze on Periscope, by the way. If you guys are on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and then copy the link and share it on your favorite social media timeline. And go ahead and share Facebook, guys. You guys are really good at sharing and getting the show out there. But this show for me is my way of forcing myself to be accountable, because you guys constantly hear me talk about things that I'm going to do, and the reason for me becoming a billionaire is because of the plans that I have. And it was so refreshing for me to get an idea of what is doing with the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, because that's a very, very a great way to get the same job that I want to get done. That's a great way to get it done with getting everybody involved. I was just going to become a multi-billionaire and just do the stuff myself. A plan that everybody can get involved in, even with investments as low as $500. Or well, I was that kind of person had dreams, but you won't proclaim. Anybody will tell you, if you're the type of person that have big dreams and big goals, and yet you won't proclaim them boldly, I would probably say those dreams and goals are more wishes and fantasies. If you're not willing to proclaim them boldly, I will venture to say that those dreams and goals are more so along the lines of wishes and fantasies. See, the reason people don't proclaim their dreams boldly is because if no one ever knew that dream lived inside of you and you don't accomplish it, then you don't have to be accountable for that. I'll say it again. If no one ever knew that dream lived inside of you and you never accomplished it, then there's no accountability there. So you will hear people say all the time, I've got dreams and goals, or I've got this great idea, but I can't tell anybody, I'm keeping it close. Feel this baloney, because you can lay out a dream without giving particulars and protect your intellectual property. I say that's a load of baloney. You're keeping it close to the vest, because if you start to proclaim those dreams to those around you, then people around you will hold you accountable to accomplishing those missions. That's what I think that's all about. So we're going to go over 8 benefits of they are scared of failure as well. Yeah, if no one knows that you are trying to accomplish something, if you don't accomplish it, or if you miss the mark, then nobody knew. Nobody knew you was even aiming at the mark to begin with. So here are the eight benefits of not only just dreaming big, but stepping out there and showing your belief in your dream to proclaim it boldly. You got to have serious belief. In there, 27, I will be a billionaire. Have you energize and encourage those who stand with you. Running with me in the Black Wealth Movement, those who, Facebook is tripping with me too. YouTube is even tripping. Periscope has already shut down on me, man. So I might just need to reboot all my modems and everything. Right? So you energize and encourage those who stand with you. Right? You energize and encourage those who stand with you when you proclaim your dreams boldly. Right? So those who are running with me in the Black Wealth Movement, every time they hear me say I'm a future billionaire, it energizes and encourages them, because they know that I can't become a billionaire without helping others get there, without helping others become mega millionaires, decamillionaires, millionaires, and the like. So they're saying, hey, if we ride this wave and continue to chip in where we can, and he gets billionaire, then the results of me doing what I do, I can get my $10 million lifestyle out of that. I can get my $50 million lifestyle out of that just by adding to his vision, his dreams, his plans. Supporting what he's doing, that's going to get me what I'm doing. It's going to help me accomplish my dreams and goals as we march along this same path. So the number one benefit of you proclaiming your dreams with boldness is you energize and encourage those who stand with you. And as a result, when you are around people who stand with you and they are constantly energized and encouraged, that motivates, pushes, and it helps to strengthen you. Critically important. But if you're whispering your dreams and your goals and your visions to nobody but yourself in the mirror, and I'm not saying I don't do that. I talk to myself all the time, right? Matter of fact, the Cortez of 2027, y'all gonna love that dude. He's a serious cat, man. So I've already introduced myself to that dude, and I can't wait for y'all to meet him. Right? That dude, yeah, he's gonna be something else. Wait. I found you with boldness, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Number two, while you are encouraging and lifting up or energizing those who stand with you, number two, it also empowers them to be creative in coming up with ways to help you accomplish the mission. So number one, you proclaiming your dream and your vision, and you're always painting the vision, and it's a big vision that they know that it can't be accomplished without their help. When you're proclaiming it that boldly, that energizes and that encourages them, number one. Number two, it allows them to be creative with coming up with solutions to help accomplish the mission. So how it's going to get done, then that is hard for others who stand with you to buy into that. But when you have a plan and you plant the vision constantly of what it's going to look like at the end, when you go through all the trials and the tribulations that you have to go through, you empower those who are standing with you and working with you to bring it to fruition. You empower those to be more creative. When you have such conviction in this thing that not only that it can be done, but that it will be done by you and your crew, and they know that you're not taking no for an answer, they stop saying that it can't be done and they start asking themselves, how can it? See, one of the biggest problems that we have is when we're trying to achieve something, we limit our own beliefs. we limit our own thinking. We start to say what can't be done and start, instead of asking your question. I will tell you, when you ask your brain an open-ended question, it will never stop looking for solutions. When you ask your brain an open-ended question, when you ask your brain, how can this be done? Never stop seeking solutions. You know how you get your brain to stop seeking solutions? When you say something can't be done. When you say something is impossible. See, your brain is going to agree with whatever you say. Something is impossible, your brain says, okay, let's move on to the next thing. Because your brain is the most efficient mechanism in all the world. It only gives you what you want it to give you. Nothing more, nothing less. If you say something is impossible, it says okay, and it's on to the next task. On the other hand, if you say this is challenging, how can I overcome this? How can I get it done? How can it be done? Your brain will never stop seeking solutions. Never. So, when vision amongst those who you're leading, you energize and encourage those who stand with you, but you also empower them to be creative in coming up with solutions, ways to help you get that thing done. Number 3, when you proclaim your dreams with boldness, it discourages opposition and could potentially even win over a hater or two. Seen it done, man. We've all seen it done. The biggest supporters. See, in order for somebody else to believe in your vision, they got to know that you believe in it too. In order that somebody else to commit to your vision, they've got to know that you do it. Because the last thing I want to do is latch on to something great or has the potential to be great, and then those that I latch on with have no commitment to see it all the way through. Because I realize that all life is time. That's all it is. You have a finite amount of existence on this planet. So if all life is time, and you start to latch on to other people's vision and they don't have the commitment to see it through, then you've wasted time. Jesus from Hanker Heights, Texas. You wasted time. And if all life is time, I don't have anything to waste, especially given the fact that none of us know how much time we actually have. See, I know as young people like myself, a young 43-year-old buck, right? It's a young man. I'm still a young man. We think that we're going to be around even though my goal is to be a billionaire by 2027, I'm working like I need to be a billionaire tomorrow. Because I don't know if I have a 2027. So I have to take advantage of every minute. So if you are not committed to your dreams and your goals, even if you do proclaim them boldly, you have to be committed, and everybody has to see that commitment in you. And sometimes when you proclaim your dreams and your goals with boldness, it can discourage opposition. When people see the conviction in your eyes, when people see how serious you are about making this dream come to life. When I watched that Jay Morrison video yesterday, I could see that he's committed all the way to life. I can see that he is serious about building Black Wall Streets all over this country. I can see it about their mission, about their path, about their goal, right? So, number one, to be creative solutions to help you accomplish the goal. Or number three, first is they discourages opposition. Could win nowhere, right? When you proclaim your dreams boldly, when you proclaim your vision, eventually expose the secret haters publicly. I'm talking about publicly say that what you all in the community secret every coming start. Sorry guys, I don't know what Facebook's deal is this morning, right? They don't want me to expose some secret haters, right? It will eventually expose the secret haters publicly. You know, the secret hater may be in your camp. They might be the biggest rah-rah cheerleading person in the camp. But then they're the ones that are behind the scenes trying to duplicate your mission and siphon off half of your staff to come help them support their mission. But when you proclaim your dreams with boldness, you will eventually expose those kinds of people. It's the secret haters. It's the ones who quietly oppose everything that you're doing. The ones who quietly, they don't come out and just say, man, that stuff ain't gonna work. Man, he ain't never gonna be no billionaire, right? How many of you guys know that if you have that kind of thing in your camp, it grows like a cancer? It can grow like a cancer. So those who stand with you, if you have one or two defectors and they come together, they could start to defect everybody in the camp. But if you're always constantly proclaiming the vision, right? What tends to happen with these people is when you're screaming the vision out and you're screaming with boldness and conviction, it literally irks them to the point that they will have a breaking point. You would just continue to put it out there, what you're gonna do, how you're gonna do it, when you're gonna do it, how it's gonna come to be. You're thanking everybody who's helping getting it done, and you're constantly there. That's all I talk about is where we're going, right? You understand every single word that comes out of my mouth for that comes out of my mouth to push the dream forward, to proclaim the goal, to paint the vision, is like a needle prick. They're around trying to secretly, hey, the more I proclaim the vision, eventually they're going to have enough of those they're going to pop. And either they're going to have to go on about their business, or they may even want to violently oppose. But that's okay. At any rate, they will eventually be exposed. Will eventually expose them publicly. So that's number 4. Number 5, when you proclaim your visions and your dreams boldly, you actually make it harder to fail. If I feel embarrassed, they're going to feel shame. In a show a couple of weeks ago, the 4 things that people are trying to avoid that's actually hurting them. That's 2 of them. Embarrassment and shame. People are trying to avoid embarrassment and shame. As a result, that is actually hurting them. So you don't tell nobody your vision, because if you fail at accomplishing the vision, you think you're going to avoid shame. You think you're going to avoid shame. Let me tell you something that the great Jim Rohn said. He picks one of 2 pains. You're either going to pick the pain of discipline, or you're going to pick the pain of regret. So you think you didn't tell anybody your dream, your vision, or your goal. So when it didn't come to pass, you didn't accomplish it, nobody knew, so you don't feel any shame? Sure you do. You feel that shoulda, coulda, woulda shame, which is the worst shame. That's the shame that's buried deep inside of you, that's saying, man, if I would have only went out to execute, if I would have only given 110% when I proclaimed this mission, when I was given this vision, if I only went out and done something with it. Right now, because they are living with the regret of not following through on a vision that was given to them 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 15 years ago. So when you proclaim your dream with boldness, those are seeds that you plant into the ears and the heart of the universe, and the universe begins to move and to bend and to shape the reality that you exist in, to make it easier for you to accomplish the dreams and the goals and the vision. And those of us who are real winners and go-getters, because of that fear, and we are trying to avoid embarrassment and shame, we're trying like hell to make sure that we pull it off so we don't have to go through that embarrassment. I don't want to go through the shame of not becoming a billionaire in the next 10 years, or the potential shame. So I'm fighting to get it done. But I would rather deal with that shame of coming up short, the shame of not attempting in the first place. So when people don't proclaim their dreams with boldness, they don't step out there. Number 1, it says that you don't believe, and nothing. All things are possible for him, her that believes, they that believe, right? It didn't say that all things are possible if somebody else believes in you. It didn't say all things are possible when you get everybody else to believe. It says, no, all things are possible when you believe. So all it takes, man, is for you to believe. Audience of 1. When you believe it, then everybody else can buy into the belief, into the vision. So you have to be serious about number 5, is when you proclaim your dreams and you paint the vision over and over and over and over, then you actually make it harder to fail. Nobody what you're trying to do, you make it easier to fail, because now I don't got to do nothing, because nobody knows that I'm really trying to get this thing done. Don't boldness, you make it easy to fail, because nobody knows you're trying to do something. If nobody knows you're trying to do it, they're not holding you accountable. and you just walk through life and like, hey, no, I'm doing everything that I wanted to do. No, you're not. You got some dreams, some goals buried inside of you that you were afraid to tell people because you didn't want to be held accountable to actually go after and pursue those things. Not telling your dream, not proclaiming those dreams make it to fail, makes it harder for you to fail. Number six, when you proclaim your dreams with boldness, you instantly connect with like minds and those with similar dreams. When you proclaim your dreams with boldness, you instantly make a connection with those with like minds and similar dreams. Even if the dreams aren't similar in the actual what they're going to be in the manifestation, if they're just similar in size, right? That's why the Tulsa Real Estate Fund is so appealing to me, because of what I want to do. So when I heard it the first time, I instantly was connected and drawn to. I told my wife, I said, man, we got all kinds of stuff going on in August. I got to figure out how to get to Atlanta in August. Instantly. And sometimes it's the dreams and goals, actions that need to take place in order for the dream to be accomplished, in order for you to start picking up momentum towards the accomplishment of the dream. But if you are whispering your dreams to nobody, chances are you're not making the necessary connections that could help you, accomplish the dream, accomplish the mission. I help you identify resources that can help you accomplish the mission, can help you identify funding sources that can help you accomplish the mission. Similar, in the same direction. I will tell you this, man, when you are a visionary and your vision takes you against the grain, talk about 7 billion people going in one direction and I'm going in the opposite direction. When you are a visionary and your vision takes you in the opposite direction of everybody else, there's nothing like seeing somebody else going in that same direction too. 7 billion people going this way, I'm going this way. And as I'm going this way, I'm looking through the crowd and I'm fighting my way through the crowd. Everybody's going this way. I'm fighting my way through the crowd. I'm going this way. And I'm just, everybody that I'm passing is saying, hey, brother, you're going the wrong way. Brother, you're going the wrong way. Brother, you're going the wrong way. Brother, and I'm going this way. But I look over to my far right and I see somebody else going through the same thing. They're bumping into everybody. They're going the same direction that I'm going, and everybody is telling them, brother, you get tracks and be connected to those who are also going in that same direction. And I looked over and I saw my boy Jay Morrison. He's running. I looked over, I saw now going in the same direction, right? The opposite direction of everybody else. That's encouraging. That's uplifting. You need those kinds of connections. You need those kinds of connections to help you fulfill your mission. You need to see, even if you never actually connect, you just need to see sometimes other people going in that same direction. So you don't feel like you're the lone crazy person, right, on the planet. You're the lone crazy person on the planet. Everybody is going this way. You're going the opposite way. But when you look over and you see somebody else going that way with you, it's like, okay, I might not ever even talk to Jay Morrison a day in my life. But as long as I'm continuing to go in the opposite direction, I can look over and see he's still fighting, he's still going. You know, I don't talk to Andre Hatchett every day, but I look over and I see him going. I've never met Dr. Boyce Watkins. But opposite direction. I'm not the only one out. This opposite. It's on the same team. We don't have to be doing the same project. I just get uplifted when I look over and I see somebody else going against the grain. I don't know what's up with my connection, y'all. I do apologize to my Facebookers. Facebook is giving me a hard time this morning. Sorry, guys. I know Facebook is giving us a hard time this morning. I don't know what the deal is. But that was number 6. You instantly connect with like minds and those with similar dreams, either similar to what you're doing in actuality, or they're similar in size and scope and impact. And sometimes that's enough to make a solid connection. Right? And goes expose your real enemies, right? Now, there's difference between discouraging opposition, right? Somebody can oppose you and not necessarily be an enemy, right? That's different. Somebody can oppose you, excuse me, without necessarily being your enemy. They could just think that your plan just isn't going to work. They just think that they have a better plan, but they're not really trying to fight you on it, right? So you can have opposition, and that don't mean it's going to be your enemy. So in number 3, we said proclaiming your dreams boldly will discourage opposition. But now on number 7, we're saying it will expose your real enemies. So opposition, somebody who opposes me, is not necessarily my enemy. They just say, man, the way you're going about it, I just don't think that's the best way, especially when I'm trying to help to heal the Black community. There's a lot of opinion. See the so proclaim. It says proclaiming those dreams boldly will expose you to your real enemies. Now, somebody who opposes and my enemy, those are 2 totally different things, right? I need to know who my enemies are. And sometimes you don't get to find out until you start proclaiming with boldness your dreams, your visions, and your goals, right? Because you see that's different. That's you know, opposition. Hey, we got different ideologies, but we're trying to get our people in the same direction. Then you have somebody saying, no, You ain't lifting nobody up, nothing. You ain't rebuilding nothing, nowhere. Nah, we gonna cut you off at the pass, right? So you need to be able to identify your real enemy, because that's where the fight is. That's where the fight is, to protect your dream, to protect your vision, to protect your goal. See, sometimes we are fighting with those who oppose us, but they're not our enemies. And then because we've been fighting with those who oppose us, now when we do identify our enemies, we have no gas in the tank to put up any real fight from those who want to stop us, and then a dream is killed. Don't fight with those who oppose you. Don't fight with those who just had their haterade this morning. No, let them oppose. Just keep proclaiming your dream with boldness. You can win some of those over. If they keep proclaiming their vision and their goal, you might say, hey, we agree on these two things. Let's work together on these two things, and everything else, we just keep going our separate direction. So you can win some of those over. Don't fight with those who oppose. You got to wait until your real enemy is revealed, and you got to save your battle for those who are your real enemies, those who want to stop fundamentally what you're doing. Everything you're doing, they want to stop it in your tracks. So when you proclaim your dream with boldness, do not be surprised when your enemies reveal themselves, because that's what you really want. That's what you really want. I want to know my enemies. You need to know your enemies, and you need to get to know them very well, so you can anticipate their moves and be ready with counters. So number 7, when you proclaim your dreams and your visions with boldness, you will expose your real enemies, right? And the emphasis is on real enemies, right? Sometimes we out here fighting with our brothers and sisters, and they're not our enemies, man, right? Sometimes we're so sensitive about our dreams and goals that when somebody challenges us, we take that personally. No, brother, I'm just trying to understand how your plan is going to work. I'm not saying it won't work. I'm saying I need more understanding. But we're quick to call somebody a hater if they ask us a question about our leadership. We're quick to say that somebody is against us and somebody is an enemy just because they don't understand what our vision. They don't understand how we're going to make a difference, how we're going to make an impact. And we cut those people off. And sometimes those are the people who are the reason they're trying to get a solid understanding is so they can help you pull it off. But somebody says, man, how you gonna be a billionaire? How this gonna help our people? And I get all defensive. Man, forget you. You just hating because I'm gonna be a billionaire. You ain't. Okay, as a Bill Gates wasn't the only billionaire that was created out of Microsoft. The founders of Google weren't the only billionaires that were created out of Google. And not only did they create other billionaires, they created mega millionaires, people worth 400, 500, 600 million. Then they created deca millionaires, people worth 50, 60, 70 million. Then they created millionaires, people worth, 7, 8, 9 million. Then they created hundreds of thousands of people who have $600,000, $700,000 net worths. See, as a single person that with a billion, and then you have access to other wealthy people. And when you have access to those other wealthy people, you have those people as resources as well. So as a single billionaire, and I've helped to create a few other billionaires, a few mega millionaires, a few deca millionaires. Now when we want to get something done, just like Bill Gates, I don't know if you guys heard the Jay-Z and Warren Buffett interview that I put up on my page not long ago. But Bill Gates with his Gates Foundation has gotten Warren Buffett to leave the Gates Foundation part of half of his net worth when he passes. When you become a billionaire and you help others get there, you get to convert with other billionaires, and you might just get one of them to your foundation, half of his net worth when he dies. So you talk about $40 billion. Warren Buffett is worth about 80 billion. When he passes, he's leaving half of his net worth to 5 different charities. What if becoming a billionaire gets me relationships with all the other 12 black billionaires on the planet, which reminds me of this joint right here. Just came in the mail. So I was in Kansas City over the weekend, and I came home to this, came in the mail on Saturday. What if me getting on this list as a black billionaire gets me in this circle with these 12 black billionaires, and I have a fund like the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, right, for instance, and these guys say, you know what, we're going to leave half our net worth when we pass to the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. Huh? What? So AB got it right. The trickle down effect of your network of people that you're dealing with is way more valuable than the actual monetary resources that you may have accumulated. Your network of people is way more important. So if I got these 12 people on speed dial and I want to build a block of hotels and stores or whatever, and I can call all of them and say, hey, you got 10 million to invest. We need 250 million. We're going to transform a 3-mile stretch of Martin Luther King Boulevard here in St. Louis. We need $250 million. We're going to make Martin Luther King Jr.'s namesake ring out in St. Louis by totally transforming a 3-mile stretch of the street that bears his name. It's going to cost us $250 million. You got 10 million on it? Because I got all of them on speed dial. Right? And then these are just the billionaires. What about the people who are close to billionaires worth about 800, 900 million? Right? There's about about 67 numbers. Fighting with challenge your ideas, those just standing your purpose and the fighting, claiming your dream, your energy and your time and your efforts to fight. Number 8, it reveals the non-essential tasks that need to be eliminated. When you're proclaiming your dream, number 8, it reveals the non-essential tasks. Right? How many of you guys I don't know what's going on with my devices today, y'all. But how many of you guys are caught up? I tell this story all the time. I build a business, right? And my mentors told me that I should be working a couple hours a day in my business. And one of the tasks that I would do in my business is I got all these books up here, and I would take time to go write my name on all of my books, right? And I would call that working in my business. How many of you guys know that don't nobody steal books? Well, you got to write your name in all of your books, right? I'm, I'm, this is what I was doing, man. This is what I was doing. Yeah, I was working in my business. What you doing? I was labeling all of my books. It's non-essential. Non-essential. But when you're constantly focusing on painting the vision, you start to identify those things that are non-essential so that they can be eliminated. Does it mean that they don't have to ever get done? You got some things that are not essential that do need to get done. They just don't need to get done right now. They just don't need to get done right now. It's kind of like when you take, if you have a bunch of small rocks and you're putting them in a bucket and you put the small rocks in first, they take up all the room so you can't get the big rocks in. But if you put the big rocks in first, those small rocks will find little cracks and crevices and they'll be all right. So when you're proclaiming your vision constantly, you're sowing the seed, the universe is bending to your will, but it also exposes those non-essential tasks that you will find yourself doing. And as you're proclaiming your vision and you got people around you holding you accountable, they will quickly start to say, how is that going to help us accomplish the mission right now? We've got other things that are more important that we need to be doing right now. We can leave that stuff to the side. Or if you have a leadership council, the leadership council can say, hey, yes, we can delegate that stuff. We don't need to be focusing on that. We've got other tasks at hand. So right now, today, I still find myself consumed with non-essentials, right? But if you ever read the book, Eat That Frog, it talks about tackling the biggest and ugliest task that you have first and foremost. You do that first. Do that first, and then all the other stuff can fall. Number 8 was it revealed when you proclaim your goals and dreams boldly, it reveals the non-essential tasks to be eliminated. Reveals the non-essential tasks to be eliminated. And sometimes we are not getting to where we need to be as fast as we can get there is because we have too much of a focus on non-essential tasks. Or in other words, we do some of the things that are nice to haves, right? It's nice to have, but not essential. So if it's not essential and won't have a positive impact on helping us accomplish the mission, and it's just nice to have, cut out all the nice to haves. Get down to the nitty gritty, the core of things that you must have, you absolutely have to have. So let me go over the recap real quick. We're right at 8 o'clock. We're right at 8 o'clock. Yes, please share the stream if you haven't already. Even though Facebook has been tripping with us all morning, right? Share the stream anyway. If you're checking us out still, I see one of you are hanging out on YouTube. Go ahead and copy the link and share it on your favorite timeline. And leave me a comment, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you liked it or not, just leave a comment and let me know. So here are the all 8. Number 1, when you proclaim your dream with boldness, it energizes and encourages those who stand with you. And I have to do this daily because the number 1 person that stands with me is who? It's me. So I have to proclaim and lay out the vision, paint the vision all the time, because it energizes and encourages me. But then it also energizes and encourages those who stand with you. Number two, it empowers them to be creative in coming up with solutions to help. Right? You got people who are standing with you, and if you're constantly painting the vision, they will, when we run into problems, roadblocks, they will constantly be creative in their thought process of helping us overcome those challenges. But you got to constantly be painting the vision. Number three, it discourages opposition. It discourages opposition. Even if they want to, but also win over some of those who were wanting to oppose, but then they just buy into the vision too because it's being proclaimed so boldly. Number four, it will eventually expose the secret haters. Eventually expose the secret haters. The worst thing you can have in your clique, in your crew, amongst you, is the secret hater. That's the person who is the biggest cheerleader in public, but secretly they're planting little seeds, little nuggets, you say, and with other people in the organization, they're trying to steal a couple of your leaders and have them come in, and they're going to build their own organization over here, right? Secretly, this is what they're doing. Secretly, this is what they're doing. So by continuing to paint the vision, you will secretly expose, those secret haters. Number five, you will actually make it harder to fail. Because when you put your words or seeds, when you proclaim with boldness and conviction the things that you're going to get done, the universe, this is not metaphorical, y'all. This, I'm telling you, the universe will actually bend to your will. If you are proclaiming with boldness, the universe will actually bend to your will. Things will, what most people say, man, it was just a blessing. It was just a coincidence that I was trying to do this and this person walked into my life, and everything just started to fall into place. Things start to line up. Your proclamation of your dreams with boldness and conviction cause the universe to bend to your will, and the laws of attraction start to bring things into your life. And that's where the seemingly coincidental things start to line up for you. And you actually make it harder to fail when you proclaim your dreams with conviction. Most people are making it easier to fail because they're whispering their dreams to nobody. They're whispering their dreams to nobody. Nobody knows that you plan to be a rocket scientist. So when you don't become a rocket scientist, nobody ever knew in the first place. Right? So number 6 is you instantly connect with like minds and with similar dreams. Again, that's the universe bending to your will. You're calling people into your life that will help you accomplish this mission when you proclaim your dreams and your visions and your goal with boldness. Number 7, it will expose your real and true enemies. Don't be confused. There are people who will oppose your mission, your dream, your vision. They will oppose it, but they're not your enemy. They may oppose you, but that's not your enemy. I have a lot of people who are in opposition to the Black wealth movement. They just don't think Black people getting wealthy is going to solve our problems. But they're not our enemies. They're trying to find other ways to solve the problems of Black people. So don't be confused with those who oppose your dream, your mission, or your goal, with those who are truly your enemy, those who are trying to stop your mission, your dream, and your goal. Those are enemies. But what we tend to do is we fight battles with those who oppose us, and then when the real enemy shows itself, we have nothing left to combat the real enemy. So know the difference. And number 8 It reveals non-essential tasks that could be taking up too much of your time and slowing down the momentum or slowing down the accomplishment of your goal. Make sure that you're not majoring in the minors, right? Major in the majors. What are the things that the biggest and the ugliest frogs, the biggest and the ugliest tasks of your day? Tackle those first. And then all the little ancillary things, they'll fall into place when the time comes. They'll end up getting done. They'll end up getting done by default, right? On my way to doing a big task, I might be plopping some other little tasks out on my way to getting to this big task done. Most of the time, your biggest tasks have entailed in them a lot of the little things that you will focus on first. And if you focus on the big task first, you'll get all those little things done while you're doing the big task. So number 8, it reveals non-essential tasks to be eliminated. Eliminate the non-essential tasks, do the big tasks first, and a lot of times the non-essentials will figure themselves out. So that's it, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Tomorrow I have a very, 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 very special guest on. My Brother's Keeper speaker series. If you guys want to learn about some investment vehicles, if you guys have, especially those who are on my team in the Black Wealth Movement, if you've already freed up some money, if you've already got your debt down to manageable, and you're looking for places to park some money that can grow, we're going to have a real life investment coach on tomorrow who's going to talk to you about some practical investments, some strategies that you could use to grow some money. If you have, $1,000 sitting in a savings account, why the heck are you doing that? Right? You want to put that money into places that's actually going to grow for you. So we're going to have a real live investor. Mr. Bob Crane is going to be on tomorrow with us, going over some investment options. So super, super excited to have him on board. So you want to tune in tomorrow for that. And we might even hook up a little bit later today and do some live promo. Dude is just phenomenally gifted when it comes to understanding investments and different ways to build wealth. So I think you're going to be blessed by him tomorrow. So be sure to tune in tomorrow. If you want more information on the Black Wealth Movement, inbox me or text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. I'd love to get you some more information on that. And that's right, man. Facebook was hating on us all this morning, but we got through it. So it is what it is, man. You got to make do. This is what happens when you have to rely on somebody else's platform. You got to rely on somebody else's platform, right? So one thing we can do when I become a billionaire is build our own platforms, right? Send our own satellites in the sky and create our own networks and all that stuff. So I'm your main man, Ace Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community. Until I talk to you guys tomorrow, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. Peace out, y'all.